Hey everybody, movie fan Z here. So, we're starting out kind of interesting for the month of November. So, the movie that I chose to start off this month is the 2023 horror movie Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. So, I'm going to read you the plot from IMDb, the lengthy one, because it kind of embodies that. The days of adventures and merriment have come to an end as Christopher Robin, now a young man, has left Winnie the Pooh and Piglet to fend for themselves. As time passes, feeling angry and abandoned, the two become feral. After getting a taste for blood, Winnie the Pooh and Piglet set off to find new sources of food, and it's not long before their bloody rampage begins. So this movie is directed by Reese Frake Waterfield, who also was a co-writer on this movie. And the two main people you find out is Maria Taylor as Maria and Nikolai Leon as Christopher Robin. So this movie, going into it, did not get a lot of love. It currently has a 3% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 16% or 16 on Metacritic. And I had heard how bad it was, but I wanted to see for myself. So let's get into my review. With a movie like this, I will say it's not good. It's not that good. But let's start with the negatives so we could get the positives at the end. First off, the acting in this movie, awful. Everybody is, except for like for Christopher Robin, because at least you get a backstory a little bit with him. All of the girls that you meet in this movie are one-dimensional, and they really don't bring anything to the table in terms of character development. The other thing is the execution. It's not executed at all. Like, you could have done better. And I know the problem because I'd heard about it didn't have that big of a budget. And to me, it's weird. You could have had, if you had a bigger budget, you could have had like CGI versions or more animal human hybrid versions of Winnie the Pooh and Piglet. But you get what you're given. Now, as far as positives go, there are some positives, or at least in my opinion. I think having Winnie the Pooh and Piglet as the killers is kind of an interesting take. I think some of the killings are a little interesting. And one of my two biggest positives, though, for this movie is the setup and the plot. The plot sounds kind of interesting. And then at the beginning, you're given kind of the backstory and the setup. And it's like, okay, I could see where we're trying to go from here. But like I said, the execution just doesn't fit. The other positive I'm going to say is when it became news that the Winnie the Pooh property was entering public domain. So, in terms of live action, you could do anything you want with it. I'm going to give props and credit to the director here for deciding to try to make this property into a horror movie. Now, this movie is in the realm of like Saw in terms of that kind of horror because it's very violent and gruesome. But this director has some guts to try to make this property into a horror movie. It was a swing and a miss, but at least it was a swing. So overall, I'm going to give this a 2 out of 5. Like I said, there's some positives in here, but also a lot of negatives. But that is my review for Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey. Come back next time for another review. This is Movie Fantasy signing off. Have a good night.